everybody. Welcome to another, well, I guess Ride Along with Goggles tutorial this time. And with 151 beta probably coming out fairly soon, it's kind of around the corner. And I thought it'd be a good idea to get out ahead of the curve. And I'd like to start by explaining, what's the benefit or value in just cloning a profile just to stay safe, just in case something happens with your profile, you accidentally take it into the beta, or something happens, you get into 151 and you didn't mean to, and you find you've lost all your months and perhaps years of effort in building your company. And this really applies to the folks that have one profile only. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, as you know me, I have tons of profiles, and well, that may not be the way to go either, but you got to have more than one. It's kind of important. But I just want to start with a very basic thing. So I'm in my C drive, and this is typically where it's going to be. And if it isn't, I'm going to show you how to find it, your profile folder, if you don't have your game installed in the default location. But this is where it's going to be by default. And it's going to be under your documents, and it's going to be American Truck Simulator, and this is the default location. Here's where you've created your mod folder. If you're doing mods, this is where you put them. So if you are doing mods, you're at least familiar with getting in here and know this. If you don't do mods and you just run a default game with no mods other than maybe Steam mods, you don't have this folder. And you've probably not very often gone in here. There's a couple other reasons to go in here, though. Your config file is in here, and this is the one that you change things into, make it both run better and look better. So it's kind of a good place to go to know about. And if you've tweaked anything in here, you'll obviously know all about it. If not, there's, tutorials out there for it. I've made a few, and lots of other people have too. The game log is in here. The game crashes never understood it or used it, but the game log is here. And you could scroll down to the bottom of that if your game's crashed and see what the last thing is in it, and, see where the error is. And so that is cool. That's in there. But we're interested in profiles. So it's two kinds of profiles. One is Steam profiles. I don't use that, so I got one default profile on Steam. So that is will be available if you've got Save to the Steam Cloud enabled on your profile, and we can look at that. I clear that checkbox, so I don't use it, and my profiles are in here, profiles. You see, I got a whole bunch. About probably a third of these I could get rid of. I just got to take the time to go through it, and I'm going to show you a fast way to go through this and understand what's in there. But there's another little thing right here in profiles, you'll notice, SII Decrypt. That's a really neat little tool, and what that does is, so our last profile we were in was, where were we? If we just click date modified. Wow, it's been since noon. Wow, a busy afternoon. Now, if I went in here, I probably already got that in here because I'm big on cloning profiles. So you'll see it's already there. And the reason we have this is so we can go in, understand what we're seeing in the profile, and change the name of it. So if we went right now into profile, and you've probably seen this before, it's going to be all gobbledygook. So if we take the profile thing and we drag it over here, watch the top left sort of area of the screen. Bloop, just flashed. Oops, we don't want that. We want to go back and change the order back. Profile. And now we can read it. So, and it shows things getting loaded, shows my license plate. I'm using my Steam account license plate, or my World of Trucks. Company name, Crash Test Dummies. Anyway, we go down to the bottom. This is where it's important. There's the name. It's 150 BPM. So this is my blueprint modding profile. And so this is where you would change that name when you get to it. So anyway, that little SII Decrypt is kind of important. So if you only have the one profile or you only have a couple and it's coming up time to, you're worried about what's going to happen. 151's coming out. Am I going to lose my game? Whatever. You can just right click this thing and go copy. Just go down here and go paste. And you can leave this like this. There it is. It's copied. And if that's all you do, well, you've saved the day and you've got a copy of your profile right there. And all you ever have to do to get it back is you would go right click it with your right mouse button and this little symbol here if you're using Windows 11, or rename. So you'd rename it and you would go here and you would just take everything behind that D or the last character in this hexadecimal name. Just take the space dash space copy off and it becomes this profile again. So if this one was corrupted and you couldn't make use of it and it's the only one you got, you can just ditch that thing, right click, shift, delete, gone, get rid of it. And then take this one and rename it and you're golden, because this one is from whatever date you saved it and it'll have a date stamp on it. And if you do this and you've only got the two profiles, this one, the copy, and the real one, and you make changes to this at any time, you can right click, copy and paste again and overwrite that one. So you can keep your copy up to date. Now, if like me, you got a whole bunch of these things and you're going, well, which one's what? Do I have to go in here and do the profile SII Decrypt thing, go back in here and scroll to the bottom and see what it is? That's ACT Convoy 3 right there. There's another way to do this. If you were to, I'll try and put a link to this. I should have it in my favorites. Where is it? Here. So I'm going to minimize this a bit. So this is a hex to string. So what we can do is just, we'll get this out of the way somewhere. Right there. And if we were to go back up here and we didn't know what this was, we could go right click. We could go rename, but don't rename it. Just grab your keyboard, go Control C, and then you can click down here to cancel that out. And then go over here to this thing and paste it in here. Oh, look at ACT Convoy 3. So you can figure out what these things are. So we look at this one here. But that got a great big old name on it. We'll go Control C. Click down here to not make any changes. And paste it in there. ATS free mod profile. Okay. So you can figure out what you got in here that way. Now here's the other thing. If you were to do this, let's say, for example, we had this profile, there's that copy. Let's get rid of it. Or actually, we could use it. No, we're not going to do that. Sorry. We'll just delete it. I don't need that. But, oh, where'd it go? Didn't delete. Oh, something's going on there. Okay. I think I have to get out of the game entirely. So what we'll do, we'll ignore that. If you find what you want to do is you want to take a profile and make it into a new one. So we could, so you're going to clone it. Now what you want to do is you want to take this one into 151. So let's say we'll grab this profile here. And I guess we could just find out what it is by either going into it like this. Well, we'll just do this and see. This is 150 Ruta. Oh, that's a good one. I would be taking that in there. Ruta was really quick on the last update to get his stuff ready for 151. It was like within 2 days, I think he was good to go. So this is definitely a profile I'm going to take into 151. So what I would do here is I would go right click it. I copy it. I'm going to paste it down here. Just going to make sure. There it is. So that's the one that ends in 61 as opposed to that other one. So 61. So we're going to take this thing and we can still go in it probably right now because it's been decrypted very recently. And that decrypt thing goes away fairly quickly, but it's still. So now we're going to go down here to this copy, and this is where the hex to, string to hex is going to come in. So we're going to take this one, we're going to make it 151 Ruta. So there we go, 151. Now what we need to do, get inside those quotation marks. And we're going to copy that. We got that on the clipboard. We're going to go save, get out of here. Yeah, we'll close all those. Okay, save that. We're going to go up to here. And there it is right there. It ends in 61 and copy. So now what we're going to do is go back to our converter. And we are going to go string to hex. See right above this one? Now we can enter the text and get a hex. So we're going to go Control V. And here's the hex for that. So now we can take this, Control C, copy it. That, right click this, rename it, and paste it in there. And now, so we've done two things here. We've taken a profile we wanted to keep, we copied it. It looks like that other copy, you can only have the one copy for some reason. Oh, maybe it did delete. That's what probably happened. So anyway, you can copy a profile, just leave copy on it. You could take that and do what we just did here. Take the one you copy, rename it using the string to hex converter. So you could go in and rename it. Say we had, what was that one? You know, the 150 BPM. We could have went 150 BPM backup, saved that, and then brought that in here and got the new hex. So it would show up as 150 backup or 150 BPM backup, whatever you wanted. You can do whatever you want with that. So anyway, now let's look at profiles. So this profile, if we edit it, we're going to see use Steam Cloud. Nope. We've got that deselected. We don't want to use the Steam Cloud because I don't know. You're not in control, and I prefer to just. I never had a problem taking care of them myself, other than when I was first learning and did something stupid when I was first in the game. The first update, I wanted to see what the beta was all about, but I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know anything. I was just like totally green, wet behind the ears, and I lost that profile. And that's where I kind of figured all this stuff out, that I'd better start, finding a better way to manage it and not lose stuff. And I have pretty good luck since. So we don't need to do anything here. That's just, you'd have that deselected before, you would deselect that if you've been using the Steam Cloud, deselect it, exit the game, come back in, let the profile get saved and built in your American Truck Simulator folder before you go trying all this stuff. You can't just come in here and clear this and then go and start hammering away. You'd want to get right out of the game and come back in before you did anything. So if we were to go now and look for profiles, I didn't restart the computer, so our game, it did show up. So when 151 comes out, if it came out tomorrow, I'm ready. I would yard that thing in there in a heartbeat into the beta, and you'd see what's wrong with it. Like you would go in, you would fire up the beta. It was down here in the bottom right. We see 150, 1.25. So we know we're not in the beta. But if we were, and it was 151.0.01 or whatever it's going to be, you would see, let's yard this thing in there. And then you go into Mod Manager and you see what's broken, what's not compatible, and what you could do if you're really worried about it. It's going to break the game. What I've often done, and you got to be careful with this, is you bring up the beta, you go into your 150, your 150 Ruta, wherever it is, should be up here somewhere. Anyway, you go to, there it is. So you'd fire up the beta, you would click on this, but you wouldn't start it. You would go there, so it's there. Don't go continue game because you'll ruin the profile. But you could go into your Mod Manager with the 151 active, just don't go continue game. And you would see in this list all the things that are going to be red. And you could go back to your 150 and you could, take note of all the things you got to get rid of. Go into 150, do your copy, or not having taken my 151 in, I could use that one because I already have the copy. This one here, I could compare it. Go back into 150 from the beta, get rid of everything out of there. If it's trucks or things you want to sell or anything you're worried about, get this profile all in good shape. Go back into the beta and then continue game and go see how it runs and check out what's new in the beta. So, that being said, we'll look now at the beta, where to get it, and how to get back to normal. And we're not going to actually follow through with any of it, but we are going to have a look. So you go in your library over here, you'd right-click on truck, get rid of this thing, right-click on American Truck, and go Properties, and right here is Betas. And you can see right now it says none. We're not operating on a beta. And, these are the betas that are out there right now. Man, you knocked me over with a feather. If 151 was in there right now, that would have been cool. But anyway, you would see one, experimental beta, 150, whatever, public beta. And if you select it, hold on, because that's it. You've done it. You hit that, and it starts updating right here, and you're heading for the beta. Now, you don't have to take your game in there at this point. If you decide, I didn't really intend to do that. When this is finished doing its thing, don't hit play. Just go back in here, Properties, Betas, and in this pile, go through it. You'd be down here somewhere, wherever. Go back and select none. And when you select none, what it does is it automatically loads you back to, in this case, 150. So that's how you get out of it. If you want to go back to 150, back to safety. And typically when a beta comes out, I'm going back and forth between them. It starts off kind of regularly, like every, the first 2, 3, 4, 5 days, I'm going to be going back and forth. But as things settle in, and is like, with Ruta or the guy's trucks that I just got to drive, when they come into 151 into the beta, and I find myself going back out to 150 less, in this case it'll be 150 less frequently, and just stay in the beta. You got to get out for convoy and stuff like that. If convoys aren't updated or whatever, it'll be a reason to go back. But so that's basically a little rundown. Don't be afraid of this stuff. You don't have to be a computer geek to know all about this stuff. You just have to know how to find your documents. If a case like this computer, because I re-imaged it, it's got this darn freaking OneDrive going on here. So everything up here in this Dan-personal, these documents, it's got everything that's in this documents pretty much, but it's all going to the Steam cloud, and it can figure out how to really, I can disconnect it all and just do away with it, but I choose to just ignore it. And there was a little workaround here to make sure that, okay, you see here this American Truck folder? It's got a couple mod folders in it and everything that was messing around in there, but it's garbage, because it goes up to the OneDrive and the cloud, and yuck, hate it. So what I do is use this one and the directory for, wait a minute, let's go back up to that other one. Maybe we can show you the directory. The path, documents, American Truck. If we click on this, the path is users, me, OneDrive, okay? OneDrive, yikes, avoid. So if we went here to, in here, documents, American Truck, and clicked here, document. See, there's no OneDrive here. This is on my computer. This is a good one. So once again, the OneDrive one, evil, nasty, stay away, and the good one on the PC. So if you need, the game is taking you off and taking you off into the cloud, what you can do is go over here and you'll see under properties on the launch line, the launch command, I have dash home dir and then that path. And you don't have to put American Truck Simulator, just go as far as my documents. So how to do this, if your game is going where you don't want it to go, you don't have it where, your username documents, what you can do is you go back into where we were, go back to documents, American Truck, and click this, and there's your path right there. So you can just take that thing and highlight it, go Control C for copy. Now you can go over to here, property, you right-click American Truck, properties, go here and type in dash home dir all together, no spaces or anything, lowercase, then put a space and Control V, and it'll paste that right in there. And then you can put that I'm told this thing doesn't matter anymore, but it does have the no intro and stuff. I'm not 100% sure whether to believe that that's not necessary. This is, sized according to your memory and all that stuff. I'm still using it. But the important thing is this right here, and you can home it. And so I had to do the same thing with, I think I had to do the same thing with ETS. Let's have a look. Yeah, home DR. See, I had to put it here because I wanted to go in the cloud. Farm Sim, same thing. I had to do it with it too. Yeah, crazy. But anyway, there's a little primer for what you can, think about it, and you're not stuck. Like you get to when 151 comes out, you shouldn't feel like it's so risky. Oh, this is it's a dangerous time, and I got to be careful what I'm doing because, well, of course you do, but just make a copy of you go in your profile. You get off the Steam cloud. I guess you could go in here at the Steam profiles. I don't know how that would work if you copy and save that here. Does it get updated? I have no idea how all that works. And I prefer to just do it in my own method here in the profile folder. So I find this a lot more convenient. And then, once again, use these tools. So I will put a link in here to this Code Beauty string to hex thing. And it's a great thing. So we got hex to string. So you put your hex in here and it'll tell you what it is. And that way you can find out what all these things are without going to all the trouble of throwing the SII Decrypt in and whatever. I'll get you a link to the SII Decrypt because in reality, I have that in every profile. Like we just randomly clicked one, it's going to have it because I've cloned all these profiles over time. I very seldom have made a profile right from scratch. And if I do, I'm going to put that in it anyway. So I keep a copy of it in my profiles. So that thing just sits right there. And if I need it on a new profile, I'll right click it, copy and paste it into the new profile. If I've made one that wasn't a clone. If you clone it, it comes over anyway with the copy. So yeah, don't be afraid of it. It can be confusing. I'm probably not the best guy in the world to be trying to explain stuff because I kind of mangle it all up, it seems. But if any of it makes sense, good for you. And once again, don't be nervous about it. At the very least, right-click the one profile you have. If you only have one, right-click it, paste it back in here, and it'll just automatically be tagged with copy, and you've got a backup. And if you change things in your profile, you're worried about keeping them, do it again. And it's well, what's it take? I think it might take 5-10 seconds. Like, it's so quick. And once again, if you're not familiar with doing this sort of thing, don't be afraid to try it. Give it a go. And, you know, it's easy for me to say what's the worst could happen. But, like, seriously, you know, if you don't do anything stupid, don't delete anything, you know. Just get in there, your documents, American Truck, profiles, grab the one you got if you only got one, or the two, whatever they are, copy them. You don't have to copy them back into here. You can copy them anywhere. We could take this one here. We could copy it. We could go over to the F drive. Do I have anything for profiles in here? Not really. Could create a new one. Folder. Profile. Backup. Oh, what happened there? Oh, new folder didn't get renamed. Let's try that again. Rename. Profile backup. Now you can just right click and paste. Now that profile's here. So kind of handy. So if you ever needed it, you could copy it from here, and or if you had that folder open in a new window. Profiles, we could just drag it back in there. You could just, you said copy to. Or you could copy it back. You could take one from here, copy it into here, copy to profile backup. There, it's backed up. So, don't even know what it was. What did we just do? We'd do the SII Decrypt thing and find out. We just dragged a lot of stuff in there. 150 DDC, that's my DOMs. Well, it's backed up now. Isn't that nice? So, once again, it's not magic. There's maybe a little mystery to it, but it's all X's and O's at the end of the day. So, I just hope that helps, and you guys are able to feel a little more confident going forward when 151 beta drops, and don't be afraid of it. If you want to try it, it's easy to get in and out of. If you have any questions about it, make sure to, there's folks on my Discord that are all over this stuff, and there's answers to pretty much any question you're going to have in there. And, take advantage of the brain trust that's there. I do. And as always, guys, I really appreciate you following along, and take care. Catch you in 151. Bye for now.